Hello and welcome back to new number ones for the week of April the 29th. My name is Corey and you're here with me now. And the new number one that we're going to talk about this week that came out is Bad Idea Comics, Tony Millionaire's Oddball's Odyssey. Tony Millionaire is perhaps one of the greatest American cartoonists that we've had in a very, very long time. Sock Monkey, Drinky Crow. If you're not familiar with his works, by all means, please look him up. He's phenomenal. So this piece that came out through Bad Idea Comics, I think, is technically a one shot. So it doesn't really fit the context of what we look for when we're talking about like what's a good number one. What this is going to do instead is this is just celebrating one of the best ever at doing what they do. And that's we're going to break the format of the show just for that reason alone. I got another recommendation I'll sneak in at the end for you. So, if you're looking for that kind of thing, I got you covered. But more importantly, this comic started off with a letter from Tony at the very beginning, sort of explaining his thought process as well as what led him there, talking about like why he fell in love with comics and why he ended up like doing what he did in the comic strip industry and why he ultimately kind of fell out of the comic strip industry. That being said, it does end with him asking the comic book reader to take your time reading this because there's a lot of fantastic art in this and that sometimes people will just breeze through comics. So I did not have a lot on my pull this week. It was a light week. There was going to be nothing on it. So I kind of just went through and picked up as many new number ones that I could find from small publishers. And I think, got on page, I think the second page, maybe the third panel of this book. And I'm like, all right, well, this is one we have to talk about. If not just for the fact that who Tony is, but his work itself. And I'll go ahead and show you real quick. Full page monkey with a third eye that is actually a giant pimple that he, proceeds to pop. So, Tony has a very bizarre sense of humor. It's very, as the name would suggest, it is a bit of an oddball, but this is I think, almost an autobiographical comic in a sense, because he kind of said as much that he started off with a lot of his strips and his comics being about the misadventures that he would get into at the bars with his friends drinking, and ultimately it was through marriage and love that he found his way out of that. So we meet this monkey who is a drunk and a roustabout at the very beginning of the story, and very quickly he sees this beautiful swan that he falls head over heels in love with, and decides that that's the route in life he needs to take, is he needs to win her over. So he and his drunk friend, who is a skunk, proceed to have a bit of a journey in order to find her so that he can profess his love for her. Like I said, the art in this book is absolutely amazing. I believe it's Joe Campbell who does the colors for this. The American Dream Dusty Virgil getting into the shot here. What's up, buddy? Yeah? Okay. Yep. So as you can kind of see, very beautiful colors. The art is phenomenal. The attention to detail and the line work in particular. I'm not sure if I can get it close enough that you can see like just how detailed it is. Phenomenal stuff. Phenomenal stuff. The other fact of this is that the character writing is like the dialogue is very poetic. This is a love story at the end of the day, and what better language and device to communicate love than poetry? So I was just really kind of blown away by this one. I think it was just really good work all around. And if you have the chance to buy it and read it, by all means, please do. I mean, the back of the book has quotes from Charles Burns, Pendleton Ward, Patton Oswalt, and of Elvis Costello, a veritable who's who of people who think that this guy is amazing. So, that being said, that's the pick of the week. It is a testament to Tony's work. It is a testament to his sense of humor and to his basically his advice that if you want to get into comic strips and cartooning, first you need to learn art, you need to learn poetry, and you need to learn writing, and then you can forget all of that and make comics. So that being said, that's the pick of the week. Um, because this is more of a one shot, there is sort of a backup pick of the week I wanted to give you in case you're looking for something more that falls into the critique credentials I look for, and that is Pesto Comics from Parts Unknown. This is a very new publisher, and to kind of very briefly give this, a good word to you, it is From Dusk Till Dawn meets professional wrestling. Two brothers who are professional wrestlers come into town to do a show, to do a job, and end up getting entangled with a group of vampires by the looks of it. Should promise to be very entertaining and a very good first outing for Pesto Comics. So props to those folks over there for that. As for the Smart Avengers show, last week was our Shocker episode. Hi, what are you doing? Last week was our Shocker episode. This upcoming week, we have our Golden Age Batman villains episode, which I'm very excited for. I love any opportunity that I can use to put together a PowerPoint presentation for Dylan and John. So that being said, that's the show. We'll see you guys next week. By all means, please, 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 please read Oddball's Odyssey by Tony Millionaire. You'll be doing yourself such a service for doing so. Until next time, though, goodbye.